Hello and welcome to KLM Institute. Goa, once a thriving hotspot for both domestic and international tourists, is facing a significant decline in foreign tourist arrivals. Entrepreneur Ramano Mukarji recently highlighted this concerning trend, citing data from the CEIC report that shows foreign tourist numbers have plunged from an impressive 8.5 million in 2019 to just 1.5 million in 2023. While Tourism Minister Rohan K has a different perspective, focusing on a large number of domestic tourists, the situation on the ground paints a worrying picture for Goa's tourism industry. Let's dive into the reasons behind this shift and explore what the future holds for Goa's iconic tourism landscape. The decline in foreign tourism. What's going wrong? According to official records, foreign tourist arrivals in Goa dropped dramatically from 9.3 lakh in 2019 to just 4.5 lakh in 2023. While these numbers are still significant, the decline is alarming, especially when compared to the pre-pandemic era. But what's driving this drop? The Goa taxi mafia. One of the most significant factors contributing to this decline is the infamous Goa taxi mafia. Many tourists, particularly foreign visitors, have shared their harrowing experiences on social media. Overcharging, harassment, and even physical intimidation by taxi drivers have left a sour taste in the mouths of many travelers. One ex-user recounted an experience where over 10 taxi drivers surrounded him when he tried to pick up a German tourist, demanding outrageous fares for a short trip. Other users have shared similar incidents, where cabbies threatened to damage their vehicles or physically intimidate them for offering rides at cheaper prices. The resistance to ride-hailing services. Another major hurdle for tourists is the lack of ride-hailing services like Uber and Ola. Local taxi unions have long opposed these services, arguing that they would disrupt their business. This resistance has led to a monopoly of sorts, with tourists having little choice but to pay inflated prices for local cabs, which can significantly increase the overall cost of a trip to Goa. Rising hotel rates and high costs. The cost of staying in Goa has also risen sharply. With skyrocketing hotel rates and overall costs increasing, tourists, especially budget travelers, are looking elsewhere for affordable vacation options. Southeast Asia, with its much lower prices, better infrastructure, and visa-free access, has emerged as a strong contender. The challenge of overcrowding and resource strain. Goa's tourism industry is also struggling with overcrowding, particularly at iconic beaches like Baga and Kalangute. The strain on resources is visible. Roads are congested, with a 30% increase in travel delays year on year, causing frustration for both locals and tourists. Waste management has also become a pressing issue, with Goa generating nearly 1,000 tons of garbage daily, and 25% of that is linked to tourism. This has resulted in environmental concerns and a drop in the quality of the overall tourist experience. Competition from neighboring countries. Goa isn't the only destination competing for tourists. Neighboring countries like Thailand, Malaysia, and Vietnam have emerged as serious contenders. These destinations offer better infrastructure, cheaper travel options, and in some cases, visa-free access for Indian travelers. For example, Thailand has announced visa-free entry for Indians, making it a particularly attractive option for travelers seeking affordability and ease of access. Traditional markets for Goa, such as Russia and the UK, are increasingly looking towards Sri Lanka, which offers similar beach experiences at a fraction of the cost. This shift in preferences is particularly worrying for Goa, which has long relied on international tourism. Goa's response to the decline. Despite these challenges, the Goa government is not sitting idle. Efforts are underway to adapt to the changing tourism landscape and reclaim Goa's position as a top global destination. Improving waste management. The government is focusing on enhancing waste management systems to cope with the increasing tourism-related garbage. There are also plans to promote eco-friendly tourism to attract visitors who prioritize sustainability. Addressing overcrowding. To tackle overcrowding, the government is considering diversifying tourism by promoting lesser-known beaches, cultural tourism, wellness tourism, and adventure activities. This would encourage tourists to explore beyond the usual hotspots and help distribute the foot traffic more evenly. Boosting connectivity. New international flight routes are being introduced to improve connectivity and attract more foreign tourists. The government is also looking to rebrand Goa by highlighting its cultural richness, vibrant festivals, and wellness offerings, which go beyond just beaches and partying. Promoting domestic tourism. While foreign tourism has declined, domestic tourism has flourished. In 2023, over 8 million domestic tourists visited Goa, surpassing pre-pandemic levels. The state is working to cater to this growing demand by focusing on offering more affordable options for Indian travelers. What's next for Goa tourism? The big question is, can Goa pivot quickly enough to retain its edge in an increasingly competitive market? With rising costs, lack of infrastructure, and issues like the taxi mafia, Goa has some serious challenges to overcome. However, with strategic planning, investment in sustainable tourism, and a shift towards attracting domestic tourists while rebranding for a broader audience, Goa could regain its position as one of the top global tourist destinations. Stay tuned for updates as Goa's tourism industry works to overcome these challenges and adapt to the evolving global tourism market. Conclusion. Goa's tourism industry is at a crossroads, facing both opportunities and challenges. While domestic tourism is booming, foreign tourism is struggling due to high costs, taxi mafia issues, and competition from other destinations. The future of Goa's tourism will depend on how effectively the government and industry stakeholders can address these issues and adapt to the changing demands of tourists.